I'm going to say this, and then I ain't going to say nothing else. Don't ever doubt God's plan for you or God's protection over you. Have you ever hurt yourself or like scarred your knee, something light, maybe got in a fender bender, you twisted your ankle, something that had to send you to the doctor, that you had to go to see the doctor, right? And there are many other examples I can use, but I'm going to use this one, and if I think of any others, I'll use those. And you go to the doctor, and then while you're at the doctor, you discover that you have something else going on, a little more serious than the scarred knee, the little fender bender, the twisted ankle. You find out you got something more going on, right? And you like, wow. And it hit you like, oh my goodness. Had I not gone to the doctor, I would not have known this. Had I not needed to go to the doctor, 'cause I had no plans to go to the doctor. So had I not needed to go to the doctor, I would not have known this. God's protection over you. Have you ever had a situation, and once again, let's go back to the first situation, God's protection over you. You will find in many times of your life, and all you got to do is think back. I don't know what those times are, but there's no way you're going to tell me that you've grown to be the age that you are now, and you have not been hit with incidents and things that have happened in your life that made you say, wow. From hitting the lottery to being somewhere at the wrong time or the possibility of being somewhere at the wrong time, but you didn't go. And then you discovered you glad you didn't go because of what you found out happened at the time that you would have been there. God's protection over you. Dating people that you didn't have no business dating, and it seemed like that thing wouldn't go right for nothing in the world. And then y'all tried to work that thing out. You mainly tried to work that thing out, but that person was not right for you. And God shook that cage and shook that cage and shook that cage until y'all ended up breaking up. But then you met someone amazing. Someone who had never spoken to you in the tone that they speak to you now. Someone who had never opened your car door. Someone who had never made sure your clothes was washed and that your children were taken care of and that they cared about you, your mama, your daddy. Somebody that came into your life that you just to this day can't believe you have. God's plans for you. See, he will move people out of your way to ensure that his plans for you go through. He will have something small happen to you so that you can check out something that might be bigger. Never doubt God's plans for you and never doubt God's protection over you. I don't care nothing about what these people say that get on here and talk about, oh, I don't believe in God. Oh, no. That's a slave man's mentality. Do you know how much our people, our ancestors got through over that so-called slave mentality that you're talking about? Do you know how many people, how many prayers of Martin Luther King must have hit his knees for us? And we are exactly where he prayed we will be. Can't nobody unravel that stuff. Y'all don't worry about nobody unraveling that stuff. They can remove DEI. I'm getting off the subject a little bit, but I'm going to come back to my point. They can remove DEI, baby. Honey, they can dismantle affirmative action. They can do whatever they want to do with segregation. But we have grown so much so as a people that none of that stuff matters. Not that we're not going to stand up for what we know is right. Nobody said that. What we're saying is, I'm so much bigger than your plans, than the plans that you got for me. Because see, I know the plans that God has for me. I know the protection that God has over me, and no man can change that. No man can change that. Don't let nobody tell you after you done grew up in church all your life and whatever their traumas are. I suffered a trauma in church at the hands of my pastor. Okay? I suffered a trauma in church, right? But that's not going to keep me from loving my God. That's not going to keep me from understanding that his protection is over me. His plans, he have plans for me. I'm not going to let that. Now, do I frequent churches? No, I do not. No, I do not. But I got him here. And I got a Bible right there. Okay? And I keeps it with me. Let me turn it around so you see. Huh? So let's be clear. Very, very clear about God's plans for you and God's protection over you. Don't let nobody dissuade you and tell you because they got all of this. It's a lot of stuff on TikTok. It's a lot of stuff on YouTube. And everybody have a right to their beliefs. That's why I told folk, look, if somebody that I love voted for Donald Trump, I hate the fact that they voted for Donald Trump, and I don't mean to drag him into such a beautiful message, but I got to make this point. And I hate the fact that they did vote for him, okay? But I can't hate you. I've loved you all my life. You've been my friend all my life. You've been my child all my life, all your life. And I'm going to let Donald Trump keep me from having my relationship with somebody that I've had a relationship with all my life because they made a decision that they got a right to, then I'm no better than Donald Trump by taking away somebody else's freedom, by saying that you don't have a right to choose who you want to choose and vote for who you want to vote for. But let me get back on the subject of that, what God told me to speak to you all. Let me tell you something. Don't doubt God's protection over you. Don't doubt God's love for you, definitely. And don't doubt God's plan for you, okay? There have been many incidents, and I know it's true, that you've been hit with. Might get hit with one today. Might got hit with one yesterday, huh? And you knew there was no other power that could do that other than the power of God. Don't do that to God. Don't disrespect God. Don't dishonor God. Now, I can't tell you what to do. And I don't dislike you for whatever you plan on doing and for whatever your religion and your beliefs and your love for or not for God is. I don't judge you for that, baby, because you have a right. I'm saying to you that I know that God has plans for you and he has his protection over you. That's what I'm saying for you. And you and nobody else and no internet and no nothing can change my mind on that. Because I know that I'm here and I'm sitting here holding my phone, talking to you because of the prayers of my ancestors to the God that you have, that you dishonor now. I know that I'm sitting here holding my phone, talking to you because of the beliefs that my ancestors had in the God that you don't believe in anymore. I know this. We would not be here if it wasn't for the prayers of our ancestors. We would not be here if it wasn't for the prayers and the cries out and the conversations that they must have had to God. And yes, they learned a lot about God through, I guess, through slavery, I guess through their so-called masters, and maybe they didn't. Maybe they had God all along. Don't doubt. And this is another thing I want to say. To say that our ancestors only took up Christianity because the slave man told them about Christianity and that's why they took up Christianity. To say that is an insult to our ancestors' intelligence. Huh? That's saying that you believe that they were dumb just like their masters believed that they were dumb and shouldn't learn. You don't think they had sense enough to know, oh, go ahead on. You don't think they picked that up? You don't think they had sense enough to know that if there wasn't a God, there wasn't a God? You don't think they had sense enough to know that? So don't insult them, because that's what you're doing. But I need you to think about why you sitting here today. And I'm not just talking to black people. I'm talking to everybody. However, I'm speaking on what I know about, and that is my culture. But my messages, all of my messages are for everyone, unless I specifically say it's for black people. But let's be clear about something else. Any message, black, white, because I'm so sick and tired of this black and white, I don't know what to do. But any message can radiate and resonate to anyone. And they can pick and choose, just like we do when we read the Bible. You pick and choose what and your own interpretation of it. But at the end of the day is going to end, like Glorilla says. But let's be clear about one thing. That is that God's protection over you and God's plans for you is absolutely from God. Have an amazing day.